What's good, family? Welcome to a Minor Hoops podcast. It's your boy Greg, and I'm here with Bryan and Dunkman Keith. And we're back with another episode in the summer series. Kevin Durant has yet to be traded from the Brooklyn Nets. And the last people to call was the Boston Celtics. And not only Boston Celtics called, but they offered up Jaylen Brown. Athletic Shams Charania reported the Boston Celtics offered Brown, Derek White, and a draft pick to the Brooklyn Nets for Kevin Durant. Brooklyn declined, made a counteroffer, also requesting Marcus Smart and picks. And I think Boston kind of been sitting on that counteroffer, pretty much declined it. And this is a lot out here because Jaylen Brown didn't like this too much. He sent out a tweet, said, shaking my head.
How we know that was about this?
And he pretty much tweeted it the time of when all of it went down, B. We know what's up. Stop playing games. So Boston has also kind of been enamored with the Kevin Durant sweepstakes in some regard. And my question is, B, should they be? Is this was that a good offer?
Was Boston's offer a good offer?
Was Boston's offer a good offer? And should they even be offering this offer? Should they even be considering this?
I would have offered Jaylen Brown and Derek White. Once you ask for Marcus Smart, the deal's off the table. Like, I'm not having that discussion. But I would have offered Jaylen Brown and Derek White just to see where your head was at. Because if I can swap out Jaylen Brown and Derek White for Kevin Durant, you do it all day, every day, 100%, no questions asked. Sorry, Jaylen, you mean your feelings about it. Come on, man, it's this business. There's no way, Jaylen. Here's the funny part. Jaylen probably is one of the few guys who would look in your face and be like, yeah, no, Kevin Durant's not better than me. But deep down, you know Kevin Durant's better than me. Like, stop. Come on, bro. Stop the game. But I respect Jaylen Brown for like the way he approaches that. But no, like, I think Boston, you have to pick up the phone at least. Like, you have to make the call. It's Kevin Durant. And this is coming from the guy who's bashed KD. It's still Kevin Durant. To pair next to Jason Tatum with Marcus Smart and Rob Williams and Al Horford, I would make the call.
B. The Boston Celtics were 2 games away from being NBA champions.
You know what those 2 games are? KD.
The Boston Celtics swept.
They did. It was great to watch.
The Brooklyn Nets that featured Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
Sure did.
Boston Celtics did that.
Sure did.
Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart did that.
Mm-hmm.
They did that. I'm going to be honest with you. I did not like this move. I thought this was bad. You rock with your young boys. Your young boys are showing you something. They showed you something. The core is showing you something. Matter of fact, we just came off them getting Malcolm Brogdon.
Great move. Oh, I forgot about So you can put KD next to Malcolm Brogdon.
Got Malcolm Brogdon.
Marcus, that's tough.
And we were like, oh, shoot. They bought into their...
They're the favorites.
They're the favorites. They bought into their core.
Out the East, they're the favorites.
Out of the East, they're the favorites. They bought into their core. And here you go, essentially, in my eyes, I think this is more of a renege. You don't think so, Keith? you know I'm gonna bring spades into it.
Facts.
This feels like they're reneging on it a little bit.
I don't think it's reneging. I think it's doubling down.
Double down?
I think you're doubling down.
No, that's not what this is. That's not what this is.
You're going to get you're trying to get at worst a top 5 player in the NBA. Like, if this was them trying to get if this is them trying to trade Jaylen Brown for like Jimmy Butler, I would be like full on 100% with you. Because while Jimmy Butler's probably better than Jaylen Brown, he ain't that much better than Jaylen Brown.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
All right. Let me finish.
You got it.
This is a renege. No, you good. You good. I'm not mad at you. You good. I don't like it. Hate it.
Fair.
But guess who's reneging too?
Who?
Oh, me? I'm making that call. all my morals out the window, man. Give me Kevin Durant. That dude's a footer. He's shooting from 40.
This man just had a whole soliloquy.
I'm making the call too. Jaylen, I love you, bro. Renege.
Gotta do what we gotta do.
Do what I gotta do, fam. I'm sorry.
Man.
I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think what Boston did last playoffs proved that this core can be successful, can win for
Absolutely.
a long time. Kevin Durant suggested to me they might win next year, and they might even try to compete for the following year. But then it's all all belly up at that point.
Would it really be? If Jason Tatum continues to ascend, like he's still only 24.
True.
Like, Tatum technically hasn't hit his prime yet.
The question is, will you have Kevin Durant?
Exactly, and so now,
what? I'm not gonna ask that question because nobody knows what Kevin Durant will do. But with that being said,
Keith doesn't have a mic, but he said you wouldn't have Kevin Durant at that point after those years. After those years with Kevin Durant, you possibly have won one or two, maybe.
Possibly.
So that's the part where I'm like, okay, you still have that a prime ascension of Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Now you also have Jaylen Brown, who has shown in moments where he was actually more valuable on the court.
He's gotten better every year.
Where he's like, he fits like a glove with Jason Tatum.
Facts.
And so I think in that regard, it works. It works. No, they haven't won yet. And yes, there's a little more faith, into this situation. But if I sell this out, while I may get a ring out of it, I do lose out on the dynasty aspect of it. And maybe I'm just a dynasty hungry kind of guy. Like I'm more of the lines to be like, hey, I don't want to just win one. I want to win four. Or I don't want to just win one and then we have to kind of work our way back into being contention.
My argument would always be you got to get one before you get four. And granted, Kevin Durant is weird. We don't know what he would do once he got to Boston. We don't know if he would stay, leave, whatever. But you would hope if you're trading for him and you're competing for titles, and like I said, he recognized that there's a young superstar next to him, that he wouldn't just walk out the door. And technically speaking, he did just sign a 4-year contract extension. So if you get him, at worst, you're just going to be trading him for more assets. Like, that's the worst case scenario 2 years from now. Like, he's literally locked in for 4 years. I'm not seeing, like, the worst downside other than you're breaking up Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, which is big because they've done a lot for this franchise. Like I said, they've come in as young guys and they've taken every punch. Like, they've literally gone toe-to-toe with every superstar of the last decade. Kawhi, Giannis, LeBron, Steph. They've gone toe-to-toe with all of them.
Teams hunt to draft players like Jaylen Brown.
Fair.
And they press to find guys who are selfless, which he has shown to be, who is willing to play both ends, which he has shown to be. But at the same time, you're willing to, and this is the business of it, and I understand, but at some point you have to think about the character of the person you bring into your locker room. And I'm not saying Kevin Durant's a bad character guy. Like, I'm not saying he's this evil human being who's going to come in and.
But he's not a leader.
I wasn't even going that route.
But I'm just saying, like, he's just a guy. Like, he doesn't really. I don't think he flips your locker room anyway. Like, we do a thing we call, and when I was teaching, where we literally kind of label our kids, whether they're a positive, a negative, or a neutral, essentially, to your classroom culture. You got kids who are positive. They kind of always do the right things. They kind of go about things the right way. You got your negatives who kind of your class clowns, try to be a disruption, whatever the case may be. And then you got your neutrals who kind of flip flop depending on which way the culture actually goes.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kevin Durant's just a neutral. If everything's going good, he's cool. Everything's bad, he's acting like everybody else. Like, he's just that type of person. He's not going to sway anybody any which way. And I think Boston they have a positive culture. You have a good young black coach in Ime Udoka. You got Tatum. You got Marcus Smart. You got these guys, Al Horford. The culture's set. It's literally Golden State without Steph Curry. Because I think Boston loves Jason Tatum, but they don't love Jason Tatum like Golden State loves Steph. Like, if Kevin Durant comes in there and averages 35 on the way to the finals, it ain't no question who's more liked anymore in Boston. It's Kevin Durant.
Fair. I agree. I agree with that. I think the whole point is Jaylen Brown doesn't need that.
Mhm.
At least he hasn't shown the need for that.
That's fair.
He just has shown, like, look, I came in, I did everything you asked of me. And now I've done everything you asked of me. I've gotten better.
I've exceeded.
I've exceeded what you've asked of me. And here you are taking that and you're saying because there's this guy who is a neutral, as you call it, a neutral. And Grant, he's this all-time talent. But you're going to take him in hopes of having something just for 1 year. At least that's how I see it. 1 year. Because if this doesn't work, Kevin Durant's going to be on the phone again saying, look, man, put me somewhere else. Like, that's what I think is going through his mind. And that's what I think, like, he's seeing. And if I'm Jaylen Brown, yeah, I'm tight, bro. I'm tight. Because I've done my job. I've done it great. Like, not well, great.
You have. Have you done your job better than Kevin Durant?
And look, bro. That's why I said I'm reneging too.
Once again,
that's a risk I'm willing to take. All right, I'm with you. I get it.
No, like I said, I completely understand Jaylen Brown. Like, if I was Jaylen Brown, I definitely would be like, yo, that's messed. Like, I'm a little salty. Like, why y'all going about this? But it's Kevin Durant.
Look, man.
What, Jaylen? Like, if I was a GM, I literally would be calling Jaylen in the office, like, hey, man, here's the thing about it. And truth be told, him going to Brooklyn might be a good thing for Jaylen Brown's career. Keep it 100% honest. You're going to go there. If they were to make this package, let's say they do end up doing Jaylen Brown, Derek White for Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
If Brooklyn walked into next season with Kyrie, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Joe Harris, Patty Mills, who would you pick in that Boston Nets series?
It's interesting.
I think that's half the reason Boston don't want to do it. Because I think they look at it like, if we really give up all that, are we still better? Probably. It's 50-50.
Yeah.
I ain't trading that for 50-50. If I'm making that trade, it's got to be certified chip. So if I was Jaylen, I would be like, I walk into the GM office like, trade me if you want to Brooklyn. Brooklyn, like, it ain't like there's not a squad over there. Like, trade me over there if you want to. You better. You think it's going to be a sweep next year? Must be outside your mind. And Jaylen that type of dog.
No, he is.
So,
yeah, I don't know. Like I said,
it's funny.
I didn't like it. But hey, man, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But y'all let us know, man. Y'all let us know. And yeah, also, I'm super biased. To these
yeah, no, you love Jaylen and Jason.
I love the fact that
they've been your duo for a minute.
I do not like the Boston Celtics
at all. But you ride for Jason and Jaylen. But you ride for them almost as hard as you roll for Westbrook and KD.
Yeah. I want to see them succeed.
Because Westbrook and KD failed?
No, that was cold. That was cold. You know what? Let's just get out of here.
That was a good one.
Y'all let us know, man. Is it fair? Do y'all think Jaylen Brown should feel salty about being offered up in a trade for Kevin Durant? Is Kevin Durant actually a good fit for the Boston Celtics? Y'all let us know in the comments, as always. Oh, yeah, and watch all the other Summer Series videos we got out, too, man. We just dropped another one.
Facts.
About Draymond Green and his max contract and how I don't think he deserves it. But y'all go watch that, man. Go watch that. We appreciate you. As always, eat, sleep, breathe the game. We love you. Be safe. Y'all.